Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Take it from the Ironwoman. We only have special guests, and today we go to the president-elect of the ICF New York City Chapter. For the listeners who don't know what that is, we'll just dig in a little deeper. But finally, Gina and I can meet, and we send good wishes to the mom because we wanted to record earlier, but mom is good now. And welcome, Gina. Give us a little insight into your life.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Susanne. This is such an honor. Wow, thank you. And yes, I'll tell you a little bit about me and my backgrounds. I am an immigrant from Venezuela. I came to this country at the age of 18. I had a toddler in my arms, $300 in my pocket. I was in love and full of dreams. Little did I know what I was getting myself into. I didn't even know how to speak the language. So through a lot of hard work and resilience, I eventually landed a role as a supervisor in retail where I built an incredible career of over 20 years in retail leadership roles, companies such as Victoria's Secret, Gap, Guess. And a fun fact about my experience is the smaller store I had was $1 million and the largest was $105 million a year. So I've led teams from 15 all the way through 600 and had an incredible run in retail where I was known for building high-performing teams and driving incredible experiences for our clients. In 2019, I found myself in a transition like some of us. I lost my job, but it gave me the opportunity to think about what I love doing the most, which is coaching, training, developing. And that's when I decided to become a coach. And I enrolled in my coaching certification program, joined the International Coach Federation, the ICF, and I've been a part of the New York City chapter since 2019. And as a coach and consultant, I work with high-achieving executives and entrepreneurs, helping them level up their leadership and enhancing their executive presence. I also work with teams in leadership development as well. On my spare time.
Do you have?
That's where I am a president-elect. So that's what I do on my spare time.
Oh my God. And she has incredible energy. And that's why I thought we need to have Gina on the podcast to learn from her, to learn with her. And tell us a little bit, like, what is president-elect? It seems like you're gearing up to become the president. So even more of an honor to have the soon-to-be president of the International Coaching Federation in New York with us here on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And so I've been a part of the board of directors for the New York City chapter for quite some time. And last year, I was asked if I wanted to step up to the leadership. So I was elected president-elect. It's a 2-year term. And then you step into presidency for another 2 years. As president-elect, and by the way, this has always been my mission before I was the director of membership, it's always about the members, enhancing the members' experience. And a lot of what I do is making sure that we are delivering incredible, amazing programs. I work closely with the president. I'm kind of shadowing her and learning the ropes and stepping in whenever I can. And I'm also working in developing strong relationships. I'm sure you've seen, we just did an event with Columbia University, with the Teachers College and their coaching program there as well. And I also have strong relationships that we've built with New York University, with NYU. So I'm highly involved into the larger events that we do at the ICF New York City.
And I just wanted to ask about that event at Teachers College, Columbia University, because that's where I got my coaching education. It was a fantastic event. And for the listeners, it was about AI, artificial intelligence, but also hybrid intelligence. I felt like, obviously, I know Terry Malpia. He's our role model when it comes to coaching. I learned so much. A lot of people, when they are in their careers, mid-career and getting up to the executive level, they don't take the time for the learning anymore. That's the wrong approach. I say it all the time. You need to learn, and people don't like the word learning, but maybe we have to use acquiring new skills. I don't know, but where we need to use learning is not the right word.
Maybe not, right? But here's the deal. When we see challenging times, such as when we had the market crash in 2008, or where we have 2019 when we had COVID, what we see is the businesses that fail are the businesses that fail to innovate. And if you don't want to call it learning, call it innovation. If we stay in that place of stagnation where we're set our ways and we're like, okay, I'm a coach and this is what I've been doing my whole life and this is how I'm going to do it, then what happens is we're left behind because the big companies such as BetterUp, like all of those big names that are democratizing coaching by making it more accessible through these AI coaching tools. What's happening is if we don't learn to adapt and innovate our business, we're left behind. I've been a coach for 5 years and I have a PCC level accreditation by the ICF. And some of you that are not familiar with that, it means I'm a professional certified coach. Now, anyone will say, what? I have everything it takes to be a coach, but I don't let that stop me from learning and growing. I was recently accepted into NYU University to join their Masters of Science in Executive Coaching and Consulting. And one of the things, I don't know if you remember sharing my story, I came to this country at 18 with my daughter and I had no money. I didn't get to finish college. And something that I felt always kept me playing small in my career was not having the college degree. Through the partnership that I've developed with the schools and the New York City chapter of the International Federation, I approached NYU and I was really interested to join, but I didn't have a bachelor's degree. So after a whole year of application process and a lot of ropes that we had to go through, I'm actually the first person they accepted into the program without a bachelor's degree as part of a new program they have where they're allowing professionals like myself with extensive career experience to use that instead of an academic requirement.
What you and I have in common, I'm an immigrant too. And I had to go the hard way. So I went for my bachelor's, working full time, going part time to school, getting my master's. The only thing I want to say is like, I'm very proud of what I have achieved. And when you think you come at 18, you don't know the language. How cool is that? Now you can go through a master's program. Congratulations. This is amazing what we can achieve if you want to. And this is the learning. It's the innovation and the never giving up, being resilient and tenacious. I think that's also another word to use.
It is, yeah. And I think going back to your questions about learning and the importance, when we stop learning and growing, that's when we die. So
yeah.
You have to adapt and you also always have to challenge yourself. I heard you say is like when you are focused on your dreams, anything is possible.
And we have to dream big and we have to start now. When people say, oh, this is not possible or this is not a good idea, then you have to go forward because it's your idea and you have the vision and you have the energy. A dear friend of mine said that once, even if people steal your ideas, they don't have your vision and your energy. And it always sticks with me. Even when we use AI doesn't have my vision. They don't have my energy. So I'm happily using AI. And I wanted to ask you, how much are you using AI or the hybrid intelligence? And what did you take away from that evening with the Teachers College and ICF?
This is a topic that I think over the last 2 years, even at NYU, we're revising a lot, coaching and technology. For me particularly, I see AI as an enabler, right? As a partner, as a tool that you can utilize. It's never going to replace empathy. It's never going to replace the human coach. But as long as we use it as a way to help us enhance our thinking and help us maybe gain a wider perspective. So I use AI for a few things, and I'll give you a couple of the bigger examples. Obviously, as an entrepreneur, you have to market yourself. You have to do a lot of social media content. I might use AI in a way of helping me create content, but with a spin, because you said it, right? We're all unique and we want to bring that unique voice. I might write, let's say, an article or a blog, and then I will use AI to break that down into a couple of pieces of content. Or you always want to provide the tools with a lot of your insights, a lot of your own words. So that way, whatever comes out is going to sound like you. It's not going to sound like everyone else that's looking to using ChatGPT. That's one way that I use it. But I think in coaching, it also helps when I'm analyzing a lot of data. We work with a lot of assessments like DISC assessment, Hogan. I am certifying something that's called the Energy Leadership Assessment, which I can tell you about that at another time. But I also utilize assessment 360s. When you're able to utilize AI to bring together a few pieces of data you have on your client, it enables you to formalize all of that data into a more sustainable action plan or even more sustainable insights. Because at the end of the day, it's an algorithm and it's taking all the data from these different reports and giving you an output that you can actually use to better coach your clients. There are many ways, but I would say those are probably the bigger ones that I'm using and using it as a tool.
Also, the younger generation, they love to hear that we are using AI. So we're not afraid. Let me try this out. I need to know because I'm working with people in the media, in the digital marketing space. I need to know what's happening. What is your vision and the wish for 2025?
The coolest thing is to see our coaching profession be more and more popular. Back when I started, and you've been coaching for a lot longer than I have, but I think back when I started in 2019, I used to tell people that I was a coach and they were like, what is that? Are you coaching football? Right? Like, where I see coaching now and wow, everyone knows what a coach, what an executive coach is, what a life coach is. What I see in 2025 is I see coaching moving into a direction that is being more and more leveraged at a corporate level, maybe even school level, because I think a lot of our teenagers, I have 2 daughters, and although they're older now, I think about everything that's going on in school and how much support kids need these days. I see the coaching profession getting stronger in 2025. I see the markets opening even more for room for coaches. It is a very neat industry, but in the same time, my wish is to have coaching be more accessible. Because I remember back in the day when I was a manager at Victoria's Secret, and if I had had a coach back then, I would have probably landed to be a CEO nowadays. The beautiful thing about working with a coach is that it enables you to see what's possible and reimagine yourself, your possibilities. The other piece that I would like to see is coaching being available to more and more people. And obviously, the AI is going to continue to be something that's going to grow, and it's going to be a matter of using AI responsibly. So the Global ICF is doing a lot of work around creating ethics and guidelines for utilizing coaching because there's always a new tool. We have to be very conscious. AI has a lot of biases. We want to make sure that we continue to regulate what that looks like.
I couldn't agree more with you. There is enough work for everybody. Sometimes we meet a person, I might not be the best coach for them, but I know somebody who can coach them. They can flourish much more. And I always say I'm a growth leadership coach and I'm awakening your potential. You said that when you were a manager, if you had a coach, you could have flourished much more. I think as a coach, and I also come from the running, that's when I'm kind of like kicking you a little bit and say, hey, let's go a little faster. Coach can make it happen. And a coach can awaken things that you don't see. And that's why everybody should have a coach. When you look into sports, every team, every person has a coach. So why not as a manager or even as an aspiring manager, have a coach? And what you said, like democratizing it, making it more affordable to others, that's the way to go.
Yeah, and you cannot do that if you don't somehow use some of the tools and the technology, because at the end of the day, there's only so much coaching you can do, but using technology to help you reach more clients. How cool is that? And you will never be able to replace the energy, the chemistry, that one-on-one. And I agree with you. There is a coach for everyone, but not everyone is going to be the right coach for you. That is huge. It is about embracing the new technologies without being fearful that someone is going to, or that the tool is going to replace us.
You're going to be the president in 2026. What is your vision?
That's going to be exciting. The vision, we have probably one of the largest chapters in the ICF. We have over 1,600 members. We have members from about 36 different countries, because ever since we went virtual, it literally opened up the doors globally. For me, my vision as a president will be to drive more engagement, because obviously there's only a portion of those members that are engaged. Continue to offer amazing opportunities for development for coaches, for networking for coaches, and making sure that we continue to strengthen relationships with some of the top education providers for coaching as well. So that's going to be a priority. And then we need to have some fun.
Yes.
I'm hoping that we can continue to have fun and deliver great events, because entrepreneurship can be lonely. Being a coach can be lonely, and being a part of community. That's the biggest thing. Creating a community where you feel safe, where you have peers, where you have people, thought leaders that you can share ideas with. That's the other area where I want to continue to help us grow.
I like to end on this high note with fun and laughter and community. Thank you so much for giving us a glimpse into your ICF life. Thank you so much.
Same to you. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Suzanne.
What are you taking away? Two coaches talking. What is coaching? What will coaching be in 2025? Everybody needs a coach. You see it in sports. You see it in business. Why not you? Thank you so much, Gina, for your insights and energy and fun. Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday. Check in with us. And also Take It from the Ironwoman is the book, Global Business Coaching with Sports Parallels. We keep continuing in 2025. Come and join us, like us, and write a review on your preferred platform where you're listening to podcasts.